I just, I hope that we play like we're capable of.
All right, and we're about ready to play as the Vikings won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so they'll go to work defensively. And that means this running attack of Peru will get the ball to start things off tonight here at Greg Mitchell Field. I'm Ken Quiaba, Joe all alongside. And Joe, last week we kicked off, and the Taylor Ball Club, the Blue Jays, took it down for a score. Forget that. Let's see what happens. Some adjustments made. And the Viking defense will be tonight without a couple of players. Jordan Pepper's ankle injury, so he's out. And Brad Avila may be out for the year. Broke his arm last year, broke the same arm in the third quarter the other night. So tough luck for Brad. He led us in tackles with 14 last week.
Well, and he was a returning linebacker. He saw a lot of playing time last year, and he was a leader on that defense. So somebody's going to have to step up and take his place tonight. And, again, a very young defense, a work in progress. And look for them to be much more intense, play much better. But we'll be seeing that option again, so let's see how this first series goes.
Kyler Audsley, Logan Paben back deep to receive the kick. And kicking off for the Vikings, Dan Morrow, the senior, into the football, and we're underway on this Saturday evening. He spins this one deep into the end zone.
Good kick.
Audsley will take it about 6 yards deep, and it'll be a touchback, and the Bobcats will start at the 20-yard line. Matt Miners is the center. He's out of Omaha. Hayden Krautner and Dylan Brueggemann are the guards. Joe Hobart and Bo Godwin are the tackles. Jacob Coughlin the split end. And Andrew Robinson the tight end. Bo Shepard's the quarterback out of Gretna, Nebraska. 6'2", 210-pound junior. Nate Trombley, Aaron Smith, Marcus Spearman. We'll call all those names in this running attack. John Frank, one of the wide receivers. First down from the 20-yard line. They line up. Couple of receivers to the right side into an I formation and hand it off to the fullback. And forget that. Nothing there as they try to run up the middle in that first option. And Aaron Smith, who is their leading ball carrier with 139 yards, the fullback, is stopped for no gain.
Yeah, a good stop that time. I think the first man to get there was linebacker Jacob King. He's a freshman out of Blue Springs, and Michael Barnes came up from the secondary to help out. So good defense by the Vikes here to start the game out.
Now they'll have to watch this option as Jacob Coughlin goes wide to the left side. That's the short side of the field. Two wide receivers there. Hand it off again. Now the quarterback wants to keep, and this time the Vikings are there, and they wrap Shepard up. Very little gain. Michael Barnes coming up to help out. You already mentioned Jacob King. He was there again.
Same two guys that made the tackle. We sound like a broken record as Barnes came up very quickly from the secondary. And those secondary people can cheat a little more against this option. Not that Peru State won't throw the ball, but they won't throw it as much as a traditional team when they line up with that full house backfield. So good job by both Barnes and King to fill the hole.
Michael had 8 tackles last week, and he gets his first of the night. So third down and 6. Ball at the 29-yard line on first down. And in trouble and going down is Shepard. He wanted to throw. There was nothing available to him, and it looks like he was thrown to the turf by Brad Wolf, and the Vikings have forced a 3 and out.
Yeah, I was afraid Brad might get a face mask call. They didn't call it. He's a 6'4 sophomore, 233 pounds out of Bolivar. He was in that backfield, and he dumped Shepard for a loss. So looks like now they're going to have to kick it away, and Vikings, Jarrell Davis is going to drop back deep, and I'm trying to catch the number of the others.
I think that's McCall, and then McCall Johnson. Sullivan to punt. Rushes on, gets it away. Low line drive. This is returnable. Jarrell Davis back at the 28. Left side of the field to the 30. 35, 40, 45. He gets to midfield and shoved out of bounds right at midfield on the far side, the Peru side of the field. Great field position for the Valley offense as they take the field for the first time, led by their senior quarterback, Bruce Reyes, out of Beaumont, Texas. Bruce last week, 11 out of 24, 107 yards, a couple of touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. Elliot Hawkins, the running back, Delvon Franklin, the fullback, Jarrell Davis, and Dorian Stannard are the wide receivers. Zach Gibson, Nick Towell, Roy Wolfram, Derek Millhop, and Zavon Moore up front. And Kent Young is the starting tight end for the Vikings. He'll be backed up by Sean Owens. First down at midfield for the Vikings. Fairchild's also in the ball game. Zach Fairchild out of California, Missouri. First hand off of the ball game goes right up the middle, and a couple of yards for Elliott Hawkins. He gets into Peru territory at the 48-yard line. Defensively up front, Darian Richardson, he's good. 9 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Matthew O'Neill in the middle, and Joe Drager, defensive end. The linebackers are Cody Piotrowski, Nevada Harlan, Shane Lloyd, and Ben Watkins, and Tyler Audsley is one of those in the backfield. Here's a throw over the middle. It's caught, and a first down by Delvon Franklin. His first catch of the year coming out of the backfield. He was hit hard, but Joe, he got away, picked up about another 4, and we've seen Delvon do that.
Delvon's a big man, and they list him on the program here at 252 pounds. Nice second effort that time after he was hit by Cody Sullivan, also Quante Bright, but that isn't enough for a Viking first down at the 38-yard line in Peru State territory.
First down of the ball game. Here's a swing out to Jarrell Davis. Davis up the sideline, breaks the tackle, tries to tightrope on the far side. And they're going to say he got inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line. Nice gain on first down. KMMO Marshall, Stretch Internet, and Livestream.com for Valley Football, brought to you by Geyer Chemical and Geyer Gas in Houstonia. Bodecker Construction, Malta Band, Joanne's Restaurant, Marshall, Missouri Valley College in Marshall. Beautiful night. Second down and 5. As Jarrell Davis on his first catch of the night picks up 5 yards for Davis now. That's 4 catches on the year. Fairchild goes in motion, right to left, handed off up the middle. Hawkins big hole, straight ahead, inside the 30, down to the 28, close to a first down. And I don't want to jinx anybody, Joe, but our offensive line looks like they're getting a little better push tonight.
A pretty good push that time. That was Tyler Audsley, the last year quarterback, now playing defensive back, that came up to make the stop for the Peru State Ball Club, but it's enough for a first down, and you're right. The line looked like they got off the ball, getting off the ball much quicker here tonight.
First down at the 28-yard line of the Bobcats. The Vikings have picked up a couple of first downs, trips, and they'll throw it over the top, incomplete, as the rush was coming from Darian Richardson, and he had to throw that one away. Did Reyes. He threw it over the head of Hawkins, so it'll be second down.
You know, one key, I think, for the Vikings, get that ball to Jarrell Davis. He's a playmaker. Get him to the ball, get ball out in open space, let him create something. The Vikings did that a minute ago. I wouldn't be surprised to see that again. Second
down after the incomplete pass. Reyes throws this time, gets it to Jarrell Davis. Davis to the 25, to the 20, down to the 19-yard line. And Joe Walsh should be the offensive coordinator calling that play. That's what you wanted. Get it to your best, quickest player out in space.
And Jarrell caught the ball in the backfield. He put a couple juke moves on, got the ball all the way down inside the 20 to about the 19 before Cody Sullivan, a senior out of Roca, Nebraska, made the stop. Let's call it third down and 2 for the Vikings. 10:44 left in the first quarter. No score.
Sean Owens comes in, another tight end. And they put Franklin up on the line as a tight end on the right side on third down and 2. Handed off. Hawkins, first down, 15-10, tripped up at the 5. Running outside the right hash mark. Good hole opened up by Millhop and Moore. And it's first and goal at the 5-yard line.
You could have almost driven a truck through that hole, and Elliott Hawkins hit the hole very quickly. Briar Burr saved a touchdown. He's out of Wood River, Nebraska, but it's first and goal for the Vikings at the 5-yard line with 10:21 to go in the first.
No score, but Vikes knocking on the door. They keep Fairchild in the backfield. Now Owens comes back in. Sean Owens, they want another tight end. They line Franklin up to the left, now moving back to the right side. Run that way to Hawkins, 5-yard line, falls forward to the 2. That's all right. Be second down and goal. Now they're going to mark him at the 3.
Yeah, Hawkins got about half the distance he needed for the touchdown. The ball was marked on the 5 to start with. Again, Cody Sullivan, the defensive back, up to make the first hit. Looks like they're going to mark that, like you said, Ken, right about the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal from that point.
20 on the play clock, 9:38 game clock. Vikes first drive after the defense held the Bobcats 3 and out. Second and goal, right hash mark. Reyes has Fairchild lined up to his right. Hawkins behind him. Delvon Franklin lined up to his left. Hands it off again. Hawkins turns to the outside. He gets close to the goal line, but I don't think he got in. Good job by the Bobcat defenders. It looked like Hawkins was going to get that football over, and then, boy, they really came up in a hurry led by Cody Sullivan. It's 3rd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, sophomore linebacker Nevada Harlan, I believe he was the first one to make the hit. Like you said, Sullivan was there. Also junior defensive back Logan Pabin. So good defensive effort that time. So a big 3rd down play here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Vikes need 6.
On the right hash mark. Now everyone stops, takes a look over to Coach Paul Troth as Bruce Reyes barks out the signals. Turns, they hand it off again to Hawkins. He's hitting the backfield. He's not going to get there. Joe trying to run wide. I'm not sure he would have been better just going over the top. Tried to run a little wide, and they were there, so the Vikings are going to settle for a field goal, but still a good opening drive.
Yeah, but that's 2 plays in a row. Nevada Harlan, the sophomore linebacker, he blew that one up just like he did the previous play. And right, if we can get 3 out of this, that'll be okay. You'd like to settle, you'd like to get 6, but to get that first score, that could be very important.
Morrow will attempt the field goal, which is almost like an extra point. Marshall's Stephen Ellefson will hold on the right hash mark. This is a 20-yard attempt. Ball down, kick is on the way. It's up, and it is good. So the Vikings start a drive at midfield. It stalls, but they get 3 points on the 20-yard field goal by Dan Morrow, his 2nd field goal of the season, and Valley out on front, 3-0 with 8:02 to go in the first quarter on the Viking Sports Network.
This winter, it's time you choose the gas furnace with a lifetime unit replacement limited warranty. It's time you choose Amana brand. To receive warranty, online registration is required within 60 days of installation, except in California and Quebec. Visit amana-hac.com for full details.
Call your local Amana dealer, Country Heating and Cooling in Marshall and Slater, 831-5385 or 529-2100.
This is Frank reminding you, if you want a job done well, get a busy man to do it.
3-0 Vikings with a lead early on. But a good job by the Peru defense as they stopped the Vikings once they got to his 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Let's see if Dan can put the ball in the end zone. He did it last time, and Peru State had to start out on their own 20.
Oxley and Pavin back deep. And this one is going to go about the same place,
nice
deep
kick
into the end zone.
Nice kick.
And Oxley makes the catch and then runs out of the end zone. Well, there is a little breeze, but not that much blowing. That's a nice kick by Morrow. Good to see him back. Remember, he got injured last year and early in the season. Well, it's good to see him with those long kickoffs like that. So another touchback.
Well, you know, and it makes a big difference when a team starts at the 25-yard line as opposed to the 45 or midfield.
Right.
And so a good job by Morrow on those first 2 kicks.
Vikes defense held this team to 3 and out the last time. Bo Shepard wears number 12. He is the quarterback. Sends a man in motion. They will keep it, and Shepard turns the corner, and he is tripped up at the 30-yard line, a gain of about 5, and that's a nice tackle by Nate Desimone.
Yeah, Nate, a sophomore out of St. Charles, Missouri, 185 pounds. It looks like the Vikings, the game plan is for the defensive backs to crash, and you've got to get those backs up there to stop that pitch man, but you've got to be aware of the play-action pass.
And he might just pull it out and try to throw it down somewhere. You're right. Shepard on 2nd down and 5. Nice gain on 1st down. Under center, a lot of movement. Hands it off to his fullback. Flag is down. Now they're going to pitch it. And there's a penalty flag. I think this will be offside on the Vikings.
Yeah, a dead ball foul. I think somebody got across that line before the ball was snapped. So looks like it's going to be probably going to give Peru a first down.
No,
call false start. Okay.
They're saying someone drew the Vikings off. Yeah, I didn't see that, but say it drew him off, so it's back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. I'm surprised if that wasn't the call, they didn't throw the flag and whistle the play dead immediately.
Well, whoever went across the line was on the ball for the Vikings, saw that movement and went across, and that's what you're supposed to do.
2nd down and 10 now. After the 5-yard penalty, that's the first penalty of the ball game. Marshall Klontz comes wide to the left side. That's the short side of the field. And they'll run the wide side, hand it off up the middle, and nothing there whatsoever. The Vikings are there. Again, looks like Wolf's around the play. Look at Michael Barnes.
Ty Phillips, Brad Wolf, and Michael Barnes, all 3 in on that stop. And that was the first option. They give it to the fullback up the middle, and boy, the Vikes blew that one up big time.
How about Michael Barnes? Good job by Mike, the senior, 4-year starter out of Beaumont. 3rd down and 9. Well, let's see if the Vikes can take advantage of that penalty and stop the Bobcats again here on their second drive. 3-0 Valley, 6:51 to go in the first quarter. Third down, Shepard wants to throw, rolls, he's being chased. That little shuffle pass, and that's going to be blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Whew, tried just a little shuffle pass, and the Vikings were not fooled by that at all. And another punting situation coming up.
That was senior defensive back Byron Evans out of Chicago that came up from the Viking secondary to make that stop. And Ken, two pretty impressive stands by the Viking defense on these first two offensive possessions for Peru State.
Mikel Johnson and Jarrell Davis back deep as Sullivan stands at his own 10-yard line to get this punt away. Vikings haven't blocked one this year. Good snap. Nice high booming spiral. Sends Davis all the way back over the shoulder. Catch at the 15. Turns, heads upfield to the 20. Gets a seam on the sideline to the 30. 35, 40, 45, and tripped up at midfield. Oh, did he get a couple of blocks. One by Byron Evans to set up that wall on the right side, and he takes that from the 15 all the way to midfield.
Well, first of all, Jarrell Davis looked like a big league center fielder catching that punt. That ball was driven, and Jarrell had to catch that ball with his back to home plate, as they say, and pulled it in. Like you said, got a couple of nice blocks on the near sideline here and took the ball all the way out to midfield. So a couple of good punt returns for the Vikes to set up their first two possessions. The Vikes will take over very close to midfield.
Well, they say he stepped out or went flying out of bounds at his own 49, first down. Now movement, and that is going to be on Derek Milhop, the 6', 300-pound senior out of Lakeport, California. Nowhere for Derek to hide.
No, they're going to see every move the big guy makes.
So it's going to be 1st and 15. That's the first penalty on the Vikings. 3-0 Valley. Jennings Premium Meats, New Franklin. Colligan of West Central Missouri. Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service of Marshall. And ConAgra of Marshall bringing you this broadcast. 1st and 15 from the 44. Right hash mark. That's where Reyes takes the snap. Looks, and the ball batted down. Well, he telegraphed that one. He was looking to Mikel Johnson all the way, and one of those big linemen stuck a paw up there and knocked that one away.
Yeah, that was senior Shane Lloyd. He's a 230-pound senior out of Ridgecrest, California. Got that big paw up, and lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. Bruce threw it hard enough he couldn't catch it. 2nd down and 15, but he telegraphed that one. Now they're going to run to the short side of the field to Hawkins. Hawkins breaks one tackle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Now they'll give him 4 here, bring up 3rd down and 11. Darian Richardson, senior defensive back, pulls him down, or defensive lineman, a 300-pound defensive lineman out of Belleville, Illinois. Pulled Hawkins down. It'd be a short gain on the play. It looks like maybe a short gain on the play. It'd be 3rd down and about 11 for the Vikings.
Richardson came into this game with 9 tackles and 2.5 sacks from that defensive end position. 3rd down and 11. Let's see if the Vikes can get a first down here. Reyes back to throw. Here comes the rush. He throws. It is complete, but not nearly enough for a first down. He gets it to Stephen Ellefson, but he is a good 4 or 5 yards shy of the first down. So the Vikings will have to punt, and the 5-yard penalty came back to halt that drive. And we'll see for the first time Jason Maiden. Jason averaged 42.2 yards a punt, the senior out of Carrollton, and he's in for his first punt of the evening. And back deep go Audsley and Pabin.
Elijah Hawkins made that last stop for Peru State.
Maiden standing at the left hash mark at his own 40-yard line, waiting this snap. Good snap. Punts away. Wobbly spiral. Back. Fair catch called for and made at the 8-yard line by Pabin. Thought he might let that one hit the turf, but he decided to make the catch. So good punt by Mr. Maiden, and the Bobcats will take over at their own 8-yard line.
You know, Pabin made a nice play on the fair catch. Boy, I've always thought that's very dangerous to fair catch a ball inside of the 10-yard line. Normally, if it's in past the 10, let that baby hit and roll into the end zone, but it was a pretty sure-handed grab by Pabin that time.
4:20 to go first quarter. Valley up 3-0. 3rd possession now for the Bobcats, as they'll start from their own 8-yard line. Shepard sends a man in motion. He's going to tuck it, and Ty Phillips has the quarterback for a loss. Well, they may give him half a yard. Whoa, he didn't fool Mr. Ty.
Ty wrapped his arms around him and said, would you like to slow dance with me, and wrestled him to the ground. So nice play.
And I'm leading, right?
Yeah, nice play by the big All-American.
Uh-oh, penalty flag, however.
Oh, wow.
Face mask.
Wow.
Well,
I guess he hugged him, but he also grabbed his face.
So it's going to be a first down all the way out to the 24-yard line. So Phillips made the tackle, but got a little face mask there as well. And so let's see if we can see it on the. Boy, that sure didn't look like much of a face mask on the replay that we have up here. But that was the call, so it's first down at the 24-yard line after the penalty. Handed off up the middle. Vikings do a nice job to stop that first option as they try to get something going up the middle to the Bobcats. And that was carrying the football, Eric Morrison-Smith. He has 87 yards on the year. He's a sophomore out of San Diego.
Roy Hale, a junior linebacker, 240-pounder out of Riverside, California, made first contact for the Vikes. It'll be second down at about 7. 3:33 left to play in the first quarter, 3-0 Missouri Valley.
Again, man goes in motion. Shepard pulls it out, wants to take off with it, breaks one tackle, stumbles, get a first down. He broke a couple of tackles and gets across the 35 out to the 37, 38-yard line. So Vikes had him, couldn't hang on, and it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 37.
Pretty nice job of running that time by Shepard. He'd eluded 2 or 3 different tackles and picked up enough for that first down. So pretty nifty runner on that option. That time tucked it into the fullback, then pulled it back out and got a nice gain.
Broadcast brought to you by Lacrosse Lumber of Marshall, Stonehenge Golf Club in Marshall, dental offices of Ron Hinton in Sedalia, and Sweet Springs along with Surecoat in Sedalia. First down at the 37-yard line. First down of the ball game for the Bobcats. Now they'll run the football. Not much there. Again, handing it off to Morrison-Smith, and we're stopping that first option, Joe. Not much happening in between the tackles.
Well, different teams can defense the option different ways. It looks like the Vikes are trying to get their interior people to stop the fullback. The ends taking the quarterback, then the D-backs are coming up to try to deal with the pitchman.
No gain on that play. It's second down and 10. They hand it off again up the middle, and once again a very short gain. Well, they're going to give him more than I thought. Give him across the 40 out to about the 43-yard line. So a gain of 6. He's third down and 4 coming up.
Ty Phillips, Michael Barnes there to make the hit for the Vikings. So a big third down play is the ball at the 43. Peru State, by far their best offensive series thus far. We've down to the 2:04 mark in the first quarter with the Vikings hanging to a slim 3-0 lead on a Bruce Morrow 20-yard field goal.
Big third down play here. Vikings were not very good at stopping third downs last Saturday night. On the third down, handoff, and nothing there. The Vikings were there before the handoff. I don't know who the first one was there, but they wrapped up the ball carrier before Shepard gave him the ball, really. And it's going to be a fourth down. And that may have been, was that Myad
Maxwell, the 250-pound junior out of Kansas City, the first one to make the hit there. And I called Morrow Bruce. I think it's Dan Morrow. I'm sorry, Dan. I might call you a lot of things.
That's all right. As long as you keep kicking field goals, we don't care.
You keep banging them.
Sullivan's third punt of the night. Good job by Myad Maxwell on that tackle for no gain. Here comes the rush. The Vikes will let him get it away. Line drive, and again, Davis back, fumbles this one, picks it up at his own 2, and looks to get upfield. That's going to be a block in the back and nowhere to go, and they're going to throw the penalty flag, and he's down at the 7-yard line. Probably should have let that one go.
Yeah, Brian Burr and then also James Sluka, freshman there on the stop for Peru State. But, yeah, you could see that looked like a pretty obvious block in the back. And I'll tell you what, Ken, that time Brad Wolf and Jonathan Battle almost got to that punt. The Vikes had a pretty good rush on. Wolf just barely missed it, but it was a nice punt. And this is going to pin the Vikings back pretty deep with 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
3-0. Yeah, illegal block in the back, so that'll take the ball half the distance to goal. The Vikes will start deep in their own end. Well, if you ever want to run an attack, here's where you need one.
This would be a great time to put about a 90, what's it going to be, about a 96-yard, 97-yard drive. Ball control, running attack, touchdown together. That would give these guys a big boost. We'll mix a pass in once in a while and see what happens.
3-0. You got to be careful down here. 3-0 is the score. They're going to send Jarrell Davis out wide to the right side. Maybe give him a shot if you can protect for Bruce. First down from the 3-yard line after the penalty. And on first down, they'll hand it off, try to get to the outside. Across the 5, out to about the 7-yard line goes Elliott Hawkins.
There to wrestle him down on the play was the linebacker Elijah Hawkins, the freshman out of Omaha. Cody Sullivan also comes up. That's a short gain on the play across the 5 out to about the, looks like about the 7-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Really need a couple of first downs here. We're down to 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Still bright sunshine. Here, Greg Mitchell. The lights really have not taken effect yet. 2nd down and 7 from inside the 10-yard line. Kent Young, the tight end, goes in motion. They want to run it out of there again, another penalty.
I think there was some movement by the Vikes, but I'm not sure.
Well, this offense right now is really, as last week, really looked good on the first drive, and now really sluggish. And then a penalty, that's going to send it back again. Half the distance, it's 2nd down, and the Vikings really hurting themselves with these penalties.
Well, but it's obvious tonight, Coach Paul Troth trying to establish that running attack. And if we said it at the top of the show, if we're going to have a good football team, that has to be a very key component of our offense.
Ball is at the 4-yard line, so the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. Jarrell Davis wide to the right side. That's the short side of the field. Stenard wide to the left, and they're not going to get the play off. That's the end of the first quarter. Vikings have scored the only 3 points of this one. They lead at 3-0 on the Viking Sports Network.
When you're in Sedalia, try our homespun menu and great food at Dukes and Boots. Good prices, good food, and good service at Dukes and Boots. From our giant tenderloin to our $7.99 steak dinners, our deep-fried homemade pickles, or our deep-fried Oreos. And daily lunch specials starting at 11 a.m. It's Dukes and Boots in the Big Red Barn across from Menards on West Highway 50 in Sedalia. Find us on Facebook or dukesandboots.net.
Well, we move all the way down to the south end of the field to start the second quarter. All the other games except for the Avila win over Culver being played tonight in the Heart of America Conference.
And this is the first week of conference play, so this is by far a much bigger game than the games last week.
Vikings will head to Benedictine for a 1 o'clock game next Saturday. We'll be on the air at 12:30 on Stretch and also on KMMO in Marshall. Well, now the Vikes will head north on 2nd down and 10 from the 4-yard line. Dangerous territory down here. Out of the pistol. Reyes takes the snap. They want to keep it on the ground. They're going to try to run the sweep. Hawkins turns the corner and gets to the 9. They got a couple of nice blocks there. Gets to the 9-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and still need about 5. Hawkins, a transfer out of Missouri Southern.
Yeah, they list him as a freshman. He's a 215-pounder out of Omaha, Nebraska. He looks pretty impressive from that linebacker position, but Vikings head, like you said, heading from south to north. Wind really not a factor. Doesn't make a lot of difference, at least right now, which way teams are going. That flag's hanging pretty limp right now.
See if the Vikes can get a first down here. Reyes takes the snap, backpedals to the goal line, pumps once, takes off, rolls, pumps again, throws it away. Nobody open. And it's going to be an incomplete pass, and they'll have to punt it.
And a lot of pressure that time. The initial rush that time for Peru State was by John Dreger, a junior defensive lineman, 235-pounder out of Dunbar, Nebraska. He was in Bruce's face, and Bruce just had to unload that one very wisely. And Vikes will have to kick it away, and Jason Maiden's going to stand in his end zone to bang this one away.
Yeah, he's going to have to get off a good punt here. You don't want to outkick your coverage because 2 dangerous return men back there. Maiden stands and waits. Good snap, gets it away. Nice high spiral. Barnes down on the coverage. It's going to be taken by Audsley. Audsley turns the corners, got some room to run. He's to midfield, stays up the sideline, and finally tripped up, but not before he gets inside the Viking 40-yard line.
Nice block that time by David Horvath of Peru State. He's a freshman. He cleared the lane for Audsley to take it down that sideline, that left sideline right in front of the Peru State bench. So Peru State by far their best field position of the day as they set up at the Viking 30. It's like 37-yard line. 14 minutes to play in the first half. Vikes hanging on to a slim 3-0 lead.
Well, here's where the defense is going to have to come up big. Shepard sends a man in motion. They hand it off up the middle, and that's a good surge by that offensive line. Brueggemann, Miners, Godwin, Krautner, Hobart. That's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
May add Maxwell also in on that stop that time, Roy Hale, but it's a gain of about 4 on the play. So looks like Peru State likes that fullback dive, that first option on first down.
2nd down and 6, ball inside the Viking 35. This time Shepard keeps it, reverses his field, gets away from 1, and will get down to the 25-yard line and pick up a first down. Vikings had him and couldn't tackle him.
No, nice job of running that time by Shepard. Finally, Ricky Williams, the sophomore out of Florida City, Florida, made the stop, but Shepard spinning, juking, and jumping takes that one all the way down to the 25, so Peru State has a first down, their deepest penetration of the game.
Looking good, and a nice run by Shepard. So it's first down at the 25-yard line. He'll send the wide receiver, Klontz, off to the right side, or the left side, rather, the wide side of the field. And on first down, they'll hand it off to that fullback, get a yard. Be 2nd down and 9. You're right, Dad. Love that play out of this offense. It'll be 2nd down and 9 as they hand that one off again to Eric Morrison-Smith.
Stephen Thayer, junior defensive back out of Manteca, California, there to make the stop for the Vikings. But, again, they like to run that first fullback option on first down. It's almost like a broken record, but you better be careful. He'll pull it and pitch it here in a minute.
2nd down and 8 from inside the 25-yard line. Shepard, a junior quarterback. Now he will keep it. He tries to turn the corner, pitches it, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's loose, and I think the Vikings have it. At least the sidelines saying they have it. Did it go out of bounds? The Vikings have it. The pitch was late by Shepard. He tried to pitch the ball to DeAndre Mayo. He never got it, and that ball stayed on the turf, and the Vikings get the first turnover of the ball game.
Look on the replay, but I think that was Jawan Cassidy, the freshman defensive back out of Hannibal, that made the hit on the quarterback, jarred that ball loose from Shepard to allow the Vikes to cover. But Cassidy, the freshman, up from the defensive secondary, made a monster hit that time.
Good job, and the Vikings take over. That was a big, big play by this defense. Whoa. So now they've changed field position a little bit. Valley has it their own 28. On first down, fumbled the ball, and Nigel Dahl will lose yards back to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Jason Park, freshman linebacker, 220-pounder out of Ridgecrest, California, there in the backfield to make the stop. But just a bad snap that time. Not sure what happened.
So it's 2nd down and 13.
Vikes lead 3-0, just under 12 minutes to play in the first half here.
Reyes. Hawkins back in at that running back spot now. Dahl was in for that first play. Reyes in the pocket, wants to throw, and now he's going to roll. He throws, checks off with a short pass, and it is complete across the 30, out to about the 32-yard line to Nigel Dahl. And he gets a few yards, but it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Senior linebacker Shane Lloyd there to bring him down after that gain. So big 3rd down play ball just across the 30-yard line. Vikes need, as you said, about 7 to keep this drive alive.
Ricky Fuentes is in the slot to the left side. Delvon Franklin stays in there, 3rd and 7. 3-man rush by the Bobcats. Let's see if they want to blitz here. Reyes, they're going to run a draw play, and that didn't fool anybody. And Daw is hit at the 30 and have to punt it away again.
Yeah, and the tackle that time, as you said, nobody fooled. That was Deron Richardson, that big lineman there to make the stop as he dumps a Daw in the backfield. So now Jason Maiden, seems like Jason just kicked about a minute and a half ago, but he's going to have to kick it again. This time he'll stand back on about his 15-yard line to kick it to Peru State. Looks like Ausley and Pabin are going to drop deep for the Bobcats.
3-0 Vikings with the lead. They scored a field goal, 20-yard field goal on their first drive. Good snap. Not much of a rush. Maiden high spiral. Sends Ausley back. Fumbles the ball. It's loose, and Peru's going to have it. Ausley fumbled it. Boy, that ball was just lying on the turf. The Vikings couldn't get to it. And Briar Burr fell on it. at the 18-yard line.
Well, we mentioned his name a minute ago. Stephen Thayer slid right past that ball, had a great chance to recover the fumble. It was not an easy play, but he was right there. His momentum just slid him right past the ball. So good punt by Maiden, good coverage by the Vikes as they pin the Bobcats back about their own 16-yard line. 10-13 to go in the half. 3-zip Vikings.
Well, at least we changed field position here. This broadcast brought to you by Frank's Appliance, Sturhan Jewelers, Marshall Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and Marceline Manor in Marshall. First down, hand off up the middle. Gain of about 3. Just like a rugby scrum between the hash marks, just moving forward. And they get the ball out to the 19-yard line.
Looks like Curtin Kilgore, that's his first tackle. We've mentioned him, a 285-pound freshman out of Florissant, Missouri, along with Ricky Williams there to make that stop. Call it a gain of 3 on the play on first down for Peru.
3-0 Vikings lead. We're in the second quarter. Bobcats with a football at the 19-yard line. And they want to throw. Slant pattern knocked away. Good play. And I believe that was Christian Walker who knocked it away from the intended receiver. The intended receiver was John Frank, and Walker was right there to knock it away.
And they say the defensive back needs to hit the receiver at the same time the ball gets there, and that's exactly what Christian did that time. Nice defensive play, and Christian, again, a sophomore out of Kansas City. So that makes it a 3rd down and 7. So if the Vikes can get a stop here, we should get it back with pretty decent field position.
To get a stop here, a wide receiver off to the right side is Jake Coughlin. 3rd down and about 6 for Shepard. They'll hand it off. Vikings don't stop the running play, and it's a first down. Last week, the problem was stopping 3rd down, and that was a 3rd and 7. They give it to Aaron Smith, and he picks up 9 and a first down out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Toa Hogan made the stop of the Vikes. I don't think the Vikes expected that handoff to the fullback that time, so a nice play call by the coaching staff of Peru State to get that first down at the 29.
Clock moving down to 9:14. Kind of a quiet crowd. Hadn't been a lot to cheer about so far other than the first drive. Shepard on first down runs the option. Now the ball is loose, and I think the Vikes have it again. Tried to stick it in the belly of the fullback, and he never got the handoff. And that ball is picked up by Brad Wolf, and the Vikes have it again.
Yeah, Brad Johnny on the spot for the second straight drive. The Vikings force a Bobcat fumble. So, guys, we got the ball inside the 30 at the 29. Let's see if we can take advantage of it with just over 9 minutes to go in the first half. Let's make this a 10-point game.
That is the second fumble in as many possessions by the Bobcats. Mikhail Johnson comes out, Jarrell Davis, Ellefson, 3 wide receivers.
Elliott Hawkins back in the game again at running back.
And Stenard goes wide left, the other 3 wide right. Ball at the 27-yard line. And they hand it off Hawkins, and not much there. Maybe a yard as they still try to run that ball up the middle, and Coach Strott's going to keep trying to run the ball. But right now, the defensive line for the Bobcats winning that battle. Richardson, O'Neill, Drager, and others.
Yeah, Drager and Matthew O'Neill, the 2 first guys to make the hits that time. That's a short gain of maybe 2 on the play. Ball just shy of the 25-yard line for the Vikings.
Nevada Harlan, that linebacker, very active linebacker, in on the play as well. 2nd down and 8. Out of the now flag, I think Vikings had motion. A couple men in motion at the same time. Boy, this offense just cannot get in sync.
Well, we've got to take advantage. We got the fumble a minute ago at about their 40-yard line. Now we got the ball around the 30, 35-yard line, so we need to punch this thing in this time. It's going to make it a 2nd down and about 13 for the Vikings.
2nd and 13. Ball is pushed back to the 33-yard line. Keep Davis in the backfield. They give him the ball. Now, no, Bruce is going to run it. He faked the handoff, and Reyes of the quarterback draw, and he gets back to close to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 3rd down and 11.
You know, that's a play that worked real well for the Vikings last year when Bruce ran. At that time, Shane Lloyd and Tyler Audsley in the hole there to help blow it up. But Bruce does get the ball back to about the 30, so it's going to be 3rd down and 11. Big 3rd down play. And I think probably, I don't think we're in Morrow's field goal range right now. This would be a 50-yard field goal, so we really need to pick up the first down.
May have to take a timeout. Play clock is at 10, and Vikings have to hustle. Down to 7, down to 5, down to 4. 3, 2. Reyes waits for the snap, and he just beats the play clock. He didn't beat the play clock. Or did he get a timeout?
They got to call timeout.
I didn't know if he beat it or not, but Paul Troth takes a timeout. So, 7:28 to go. 3-0 Vikings lead in the first half. We'll be back in a minute on the Viking Sports Network.
One of Marshall's oldest restaurants has a whole new look and an expanded menu. The new owners hope you'll stop by Joanne's Drive-In and give them a try. Open 4 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. They offer breakfast anytime and now have deep fryers. Everything on the menu is fresh and bought right here in Marshall. Now that helps us all. Come try the all-new Joanne's on Court Street in Marshall. Stop in or call in your order, 886-7771.
Come taste what our Nana and Papa make at Joanne's in Marshall.
Is your home, deck, driveway, or fencing looking drab? Unsightly green and black residue that you can't wash off? Our friends at Richardson's Mobile Service is the company to call. One of the best ways to increase curb appeal instantly is having your home or business professionally power washed. Richardson's has all the equipment to turn your place from drab into fab in a single day. Call Richardson's Mobile Service in Marshall, 815-7511. And if the neighbors are jealous, refer them to Richardson's. The better the neighborhood looks, the more money your home is worth.
Third down after the timeout. Reyes, plenty of time, throws it deep, and a diving attempt by Jarrell Davis. Pass was overthrown. It'll be fourth down.
Yeah,
he was open.
Give the offensive line credit. They gave Bruce a long time to throw that time. Jarrell Davis had a step. Not a bad throw by Reyes, but just a little bit overshoots him. So it's going to be fourth down and 11 right now. And
going to try a field goal.
Oh, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a 47, looks like a 47-yard field goal. They're going to spot it on the 37. So, no, well, the wind, a little bit of a wind, kind of a crosswind, it looks like right now. The wind's just picked up recently.
Let's see if Morrill can bang this one down from 47. Ball down, kick is on the way. It's high enough, and it is long enough, and it is no good. So the Vikings waste a beautiful opportunity. Got a fumble at the 27-yard line and couldn't come away with any points. So,
yeah, that's disappointing because we had very good field position that time, and now give the ball back to the Bobcats with 7:13 to go in the half. Vikes still clinging to that 3-0 lead. Morrow banged a 20-yard field goal the first time the Vikings had the ball, but it's been nothing doing since that time by either team, so defense needs to step it up again.
First down at the 30-yard line for Bo Shepard and the Bobcats. On first down, they run it again to that fullback, and there is nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. The Vikings have that play pretty well stopped as Aaron Smith came into the game with 139 yards, the Bobcat leading ball carrier, and he picked up a half a yard at second down and 9.
Yeah, I think that was Dario Marquez. He's a sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Also, Carton Kilgore on that stop, the big 285-pound freshman.
Second down. They'll still call it 10. And here's the quick pitch. Vikings are there. Oh, now the ball carrier gets away, but it went down to a knee.
Yeah. And again,
trying to argue that he was still up, but Marcus Spearman, as he turned the corner, knee touched at the 32, gain of a yard, 3rd and 8.
2 straight plays. Dario Marquez, he was in on the stop that time. He's a sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Made the stop, so a big third down at about 7. So let's see if the Vikes can hold one more time here and get the ball back. 6:11 left to play in the quarter. 3-0 Vikings as we near halftime.
Couple of wide receivers out to the left side. Third down, Shepard now out of the gun. Turns, looks, rushes on, and down he goes back at the 25-yard line. And
3 guesses. Guess who that was?
Number 45, Mr. Ty Phillips. He just blew up a couple of linemen, and he was right there. Ty Phillips with a sack, his 2nd sack of the year, and the Vikings will get it back once again. Ty Phillips led NAI football in sacks a year ago.
Ty is 6'2", 270 pounds. How quick are his feet?
And just a quiet, nice man to talk to, but what a beast on the field. Sullivan punting again, so neither offense able to move the football at all. Here comes the rush. He gets it away. Boy, he really nails this one. And Jarrell's going to have to let this one go into the end zone. Wise move. What a punt by Sullivan. That was a low line drive. and the line of scrimmage was about the 18, and that goes all the way to the end zone. Wow.
You know, pretty good rush by the Vikings that time, too. I think he wanted to kick the ball a little bit higher than he actually did, but he drove that thing into the end zone, and that's exactly what Peru State needed that time, so Vikes will take it over. 1st and 10. It looks like they'll set up shop at their own 20. We've got 5:11 left to play in the first half. Still 3-0 Vikings.
Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. We've got a good halftime show for you, a lot to talk about, so let's get another touchdown before we get there. First down from the 20-yard line. Reyes hands it off, and again they try to run wide. This time Malachi Daniels gets about 4 to the 24-yard line. Young man out of Branson, Missouri. He is a sophomore. And tell you what, Joe, we didn't see him run last week, and just a little change of pace there, and he picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, that was sophomore defensive back Darvell Collins up to make the hit. Also on that stop was a linebacker Elijah Hawkins. But a pretty decent gain on first down, gain of 4. Let's call it 2nd and 6.
Well, we got to move the football. 4:41 to go. Vikes have a couple of timeouts remaining. On second down, Reyes rolls to his right, looks, throwing deep, and it is going to be thrown out of bounds.
And good coverage that time as it was at Markel Johnson.
Yeah, Markel Johnson was there, double covered.
Covered like a blanket by Cody Sullivan, the senior defensive back that time.
Probably a good thing he threw that one out of bounds. So it's 3rd down and 7 from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, good play fake by Bruce that time. Bought himself some time, but just good coverage by that Peru State secondary.
Dylan McDaniel goes wide to the left side. 3 wide receivers to the right on this 3rd down play. Reyes takes the snap. Pocket holds, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Threw it too high. McDaniel made his break, and the pass was high, so a 3 and out. Vikes will have to punt it again.
Yeah, I think that ball was intended. I'm trying to say who the intended receiver was that time.
That was Dylan McDaniel, yeah.
Dylan was open on the sideline, just a little bit high on the pass, so Jason Maiden will stand with 4:26 left in the half, stand back about his own 10-yard line to, I think this is his 4th or 5th punt of the day.
4th or 5th punt already. This is definitely a field position game. Good snap, rushes on, he gets it away. Another nice high spiral. This time it's going to be taken at the 30-yard line, and that's back to the 29, and that's where Audsley goes down. Good coverage by the Viking special teams.
Yeah, nice open field tackle that time by Stephen Thayer, the defensive back. Is Thayer right there in the face of Audsley. Audsley spun and tried to come back the other way, and Thayer got him down around the ankles and dropped him right at the 30-yard line. So Peru State has 4:15 to go 70 yards. They're down by 3.
This game brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance Agents Justin Schuster and Jamie Golden Marshall. Central Missouri Glass in Boonville. Mexico Lindo and Marshall. And A&J Salvage and Scrapyard in Higginsville. First down at the 30-yard line. New quarterback in there. And on first down, about a 5-yard gain. Looks like Audsley has come in to replace Shepard at quarterback.
Yeah, and almost every time there's that fullback again, Roy Hale there to bring him down, but fullback dived right up the middle. Got 5 yards that time, so a pretty good, pretty productive first down play.
Clock is moving, 3:54 to go in the first half. The Bobcats have all 3 timeouts remaining. Vikes will get the ball to start the second half. 2nd down and 5 from the 35. Ball spotted right hash mark. I formation. Hand it off again. Nothing this time as the Vikings swarm the ball carrier. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, I think Wolf was there, also Maxwell there on the stop for the Vikings. So pretty good job of blowing that up. Again, that was the handoff, the first option to the fullback up the middle. So it'll present a 3rd down and 4. So if the Vikings get a stop here, they could get the ball back one more time before the end of the half. 3:13 left, 3-0 Vikings.
Yep. Got to stop them right here. Wide receivers go out to the right side on this 3rd down play. Let's see if Audsley will throw it. They're going to keep it on the ground. Audsley wants to keep it, and he runs into, I think, Ty Phillips again.
Yeah, it looked like Ty.
And that was the end of that play. Ty Phillips was there, and Kyraton Kilgore was there just for good measure if the big guy missed him, which Ty didn't. So it's 4th down and another punt coming up.
Yeah, and also around there, Jacob King, the linebacker out of Blue Springs. So pretty good job. They got 5 yards on first down, and the Vikings hold them to 1 yard on the next 2 plays. So this defense has played a good first half, Ken.
Sullivan back to punt, the 2 busiest guys on the field, Maiden and Sullivan. Sullivan really boomed the last one. Stands at his own 22. High snap, rushes on, gets it away. And again, just sails this one down to McHale Johnson. McHale at the 5, to the 10, trying to get to the sideline. Breaks it up across the 20. Good return to the 22-yard line. I mean, the way Sullivan, he comes into that ball almost like he gets a running start, and he just nails it.
Kind of almost a soccer-style punter. You know, you see a lot of soccer-style place kickers. You don't see many soccer-style punters, but that's kind of what he looks like right now. Logan Pabin, who's one of the defensive backs, he was there to make the stop on that punt. So Vikings, with 2:10 left in the half, will set up shop at their own 22. Need to get points on the board if we can before halftime.
3-0 is our score. Neither offense able to move the ball, with the exception of the Vikings on the first drive of the game. Reyes takes the snap. They're going to keep it on the ground and bounce it to the outside. Good cut, good run across the 35 out to the 36-yard line of Hawkins. Best run of the year, I think, for Hawkins. He got a block, got to the outside, picks up good yardage to the 36-yard line. Vikes in a hurry up as they stop the clock to move the chains. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Brian Burr saved about 25 more yards with an ankle tackle there for Peru State.
Reyes back to throw, rushes on, swings it to Hawkins out of the backfield. Gets a block across the 40, and he is down at the 46. And that's very close to a first down. They may measure this. No, they're going to give him a first down, 10-yard gain.
Yeah, I think Hawkins ran into one of his linemen there on that, or he might have gone another 5 yards, but a nice gain on first down. So Vikings, a couple of their most productive plays of the half here with 1:44 left in the half.
Trying to get some more points on it. A very low-scoring first half. First down. Swing it out to the side and overthrow it. Boy, Bruce had trying to get Jarrell Davison. That pass wasn't even close. He threw it over his head.
Well, you got to put a little air under the ball. You got to kind of lay it out there when you throw it to the back, and Bruce kind of fired that one out to Davis a little bit over his head, but they could have called that a lateral, but they call it an incomplete pass, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And that ball was rolling around the turf. Not much of a complaint from Steve Schneider across the way. 1:33 to go in the half, 3-0. Reyes looks for the same pass. Now throws it over the middle. Completes. McHale Johnson breaks one tackle. Should have a first down as he gets inside the 45, down to the 42-yard line. I believe that's the first catch of the year for McHale Johnson.
Yeah, Briar Burr there to make the stop. Nothing fancy, Miguel, just a slant pattern across the middle, a short pass pattern, and Bruce put it right there. Another first down is Vikings in Bobcat territory at the 42.
Nigel Dahl now the running back on first down, low snap. Bruce picks it up, throws, it is caught by Jarrell Davis. He breaks the tackle, and he's heading to the end zone. Touchdown. Your big play man, the coverage was there, but he spun away from the defender, and he had nothing but clear sailing into the end zone. Viking touchdown.
Yeah, and Bruce Reyes had a lot of pressure on him that time. He delivered the ball, and Jarrell just took it away from the defensive back that time. A 42-yard pass play for the score, and once again, the big playmaker comes through with a big catch.
Good 78-yard drive for the Vikings. Late first half to give themselves a 9-0 lead. Now they line up in the old swinging gate, but come back to kick the extra point. You wonder why they do that. If the defense doesn't set up right, they'll snap it and go for 2. Morrill trying to add the 10th point of the night. Ball down. Kick is on the way, and it's long, and it's headed toward Young Hall, and that means it's good. 10-0. Vikings with a lead. 1:04 to go in the first half on the Viking Sports Network.
Surecoat in Sedalia is the place to go for your painting. They're family-owned and operated and offer powder coating. Powder coating is environmentally friendly, not to mention energy and material efficient. It has fewer appearance differences between horizontally coated surfaces and vertically coated. Plus, powder coatings are solvent-free. See Surecoat in Sedalia, 1505 North Ohio, or give them a call at 660-827-6666.
Big 78-yard drive, and the pass play from Bruce Reyes to Jarrell Davis for 6, and the Vikes lead at 10-0 with 1:04 to go. At halftime, we're going to talk about the Student Success Center of the MVC campus. We're going to talk about Rain Day coming up, and with everything that we talk about in the NFL with sexual violence, domestic violence, we're going to talk about that a little bit, an event coming up on campus on Thursday, and also the MVC Stampede next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Saline County Fairgrounds. We'll talk to some of the young cowboys and cowgirls about that event. That's all coming up at the half.
That's always one of the big events, not only on campus, but in the Marshall community. A lot of townspeople come out for that, and that'll be a great week.
And so we'll do all that at halftime. But let's get us there first, as Morrow will kick it off. Vikes up 10-0. The sun starts to set behind us. Here's the kick. And he booms this one deep into the end zone and out of the end zone.
I'll tell you, Dan Morrow, that's 3 kicks, at least 3. I think that is 3 kicks. The opening kickoff of the game, then the 2 kicks after the 2 Viking scores. Dan Morrow has pinned Peru State 3 times at their 25-yard line by kicking the ball either deep into the end zone or that time out of the end zone, and that's good to see.
Yeah, you like to see that each and every time. That just really prevents that big play. And I mean, they're not just getting to the end zone. Those are high, deep, spinning end-over-end kicks.
And they're up there a while. I think Gerard Dyson could have got under that one and pulled it down.
All right, here we go. Let's see if the Vikes can keep them out of the end zone. They're going to run the ball and stay right up the middle. So Steve Schneider may be playing it close to the vest here late in the first half. In on the tackle, one of those in on the tackle anyway, was Roy Hale. You've called his number a lot tonight.
I would say that Peru State has run that fullback dive 98% of the time on first down, and they might try something different the first half, but that's been their go-to first down play.
Down to 39 seconds to go, and right now the Bobcats appear to be in no hurry. Now the Vikes just can't go to sleep here. They may try to throw something deep. Well, let's see what they do. Again, Audsley is in at QB on this series, the second series that he's been quarterback. Now he's going to keep it, and he turns the corner, and he is free. He gets to midfield. One man to beat is Desimone, and he throws him down. And check it, that is Byron Evans. But wow, what a big play as he turned the corner on the left side, and he broke a tackle and then was heading up the sideline. He gets all the way to the Viking 29-yard line.
If not for Byron Evans, this would be a 10-7 game right now. He's the only guy that had a shot at Audsley. A nice play, and again, we mentioned Byron's name several times. He's a newcomer, a senior out of Chicago, Illinois, but boy, Audsley, good job, turned the corner on the option, broke a couple tackles, and I'll tell you, Ken, for a quarterback, he's got pretty good speed.
Well, Greg Conry, if you're wondering, the National NAIA Player of the Week, Special Teams Player of the Week, he kicked a 35-yard field goal to win that game over Friends last week. He's out of Harlan, Iowa. He's 4 for 4 extra points, 3 out of 4 field goals, his longest being 35. So if it comes down to that, they've got a pretty good kicker.
I think that was looks like about a 45-yard run that time by Audsley. I can't see exactly. They marked the ball just inside the 30 at about the 29. So about I think a 46-yard run that time by Audsley. So a good first down play.
Byron Evans, you're right, saved a touchdown because he was cutting back to the middle of the field. So it's first down at the 29 of the Vikings. They have a couple of timeouts remaining. Now they'll start the play clock.
Well, let's see if we can get them and keep them out of field goal range. They don't have much time, so defense needs to do it one more time.
Audsley, yeah, they'll keep it, and they just try to center it maybe for a field goal attempt. And in on the tackle, of course, Ty Phillips. I say, of course, anything goes up the middle. And also Brad Wolf.
I think Ty just introduced himself to quarterback Tyler Audsley. I'm Ty Phillips. Good to meet you. You're going down.
Ball is at the 28. So that would be about a 45-yard field goal attempt right now.
11.2 seconds left, and I don't know if they have one more timeout. They could possibly, if they do have a timeout left, they could possibly run one more play, try to get a little bit closer, but you're taking a risk if the quarterback would get sacked or whatever.
Ball's at the 28-yard line. Like to thank Coleman Collision, Weber Seeds, Wood and Houston Bank, and Fitzgibbon Hospital of Marshall for joining us on the broadcast tonight. 10-0 Valley, 11 seconds to go. First half, an impressive 78-yard drive by the Vikings the last time they had the football.
How about a pick six or a scoop and score here?
That would be sweet, wouldn't it? Second down and 9, from the 28-yard line. Ball right in the middle of the field. They're going to keep it there to try to set up the field goal. And this will be at the 27. Another timeout taken by the Bobcats, and they wait till there's 3 seconds to go. So they're going to try to make it a 10-3 game. big play by Audsley to even give them the opportunity here.
And we've seen more action in this last minute and 10 seconds of the first half than we saw the entire first, 29 minutes.
Yeah. Greg Conry will attempt to put this one through. The ball right in the middle of the field, and that's what Steve Schneider wanted his team to do. Ball is at the 27. Got a 44-yard field goal attempt for the right-footed kicker. And should be the last play of the half on a beautiful fall evening in Marshall.
Well, and again, we've said this before, but the Vikings should get the ball to start the second half as they kicked off to start the game. So be nice if he misses this one. Let's go in with a 10-point lead.
All right, it will be a 44-yard attempt. Marshall Klontz will hold. And the right-footed kicker.
Vikes take a timeout.
Vikings now take a timeout. Why not? You can't save them. Might as well take a timeout. They just want to freeze Conroy a little bit. So there's a quick timeout. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout as well. We'll be back with the kick in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Sturhan Jewelers is your official game day jewelry headquarters.
Looking good.
Our handcrafted by Sturhan's Mizzou jewelry has received wide acclaim, made in gold and a very affordable sterling silver. And we now have a Missouri Valley Viking jewelry line, all Sturhan originals. Custom glassware and personalized gifts for all your area high schools. Sturhan Jewelers is your full-service jewelry store located on the east side of the Marshall Square.
Vikings take a timeout just to freeze the kicker if they can a little bit. Greg Conry on the year, 3 out of 4, longest 35. This is a 44-yard attempt. Ball just left of center between the hash marks. Ball down, kick on the way. It's blocked. The Vikings got a hand on it, and that is going to be short. We'll see who got a hand on it. It may have been Michael Ball. Well, we're going to wait and see.
I couldn't tell.
Someone got a hand on that and knocked it away. Good job. And I think
it was Maxwell. I think it was Moyad Maxwell that got the big paw up there to knock that one away. And, boy, that was huge right now. And, you know, Ken, the Vikings ahead 10-0. How big was that touchdown right before half? Not only up by 10, but going to the locker room with all of the momentum.
And blocking that, Moyad Maxwell, the young man out of Kansas City, got a big paw up there and blocked that one. So we are at the half. It's 10-0. We'll take a break. When we come back in a minute, we have a busy halftime show for you. We're going to talk about the Student Success Center. We're going to talk about the MVC Stampede. We're going to talk about a big day coming up next Thursday on campus. That's all coming up in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Now is the time to book your Christmas